Welcome back everyone to another video, and today we're talking about Drake Maye and the new look Patriots offense, what he really has to work with going into year one. We have a couple guys to talk about that they actually drafted, and then also their offense as a whole. I will kind of end off the video with talking over that. Now, just to be clear, I'm going to try and do as many of these videos as possible, but these will not be the final videos on the teams for this offseason. These are just kind of like the start, basically. I'm gonna do some more rankings as far as just offenses and defenses, and kind of make it pretty brief. And I will also do individual videos on every single team before next season starts. So there will be more in-depth videos, at some point in the offseason, probably closer to like that July time with training camp and everything, maybe end of June, that kind of thing. So to keep it, like we've been doing, if you haven't seen my Bryce Young video, my Chargers video that was kind of formatted like this, go check those out. You guys really seem to like them, so I wanted to keep doing them, of course. And so today's the Patriots, and so Drake Maye, I want to just briefly go over him if you aren't super familiar with him. Basically, he was graded as 6.50 on the NFL's draft thing, and his boom or bust potential is what that's basically equal to. I like Drake Maye a lot going to the draft. In my opinion, he is the second best quarterback in this draft class behind Caleb Williams. And I would have had him going second overall to the Commanders. No disrespect to Jaden Daniels or anything like that. I think he's pretty good, obviously. I just feel like Maye's the better player, although I will say I think Daniels actually probably fits Washington better, and I think Maye probably fits New England better with their offenses. So it probably worked out anyway. But regardless, I do like to highlight whenever I do these videos, I like to go down and look at the strengths and the weaknesses of a player and just briefly go over them. And hopefully this is not kind of covered up by my face cam or anything. Now, I'm not going to read every single one. If you guys would like to, go ahead, pause the video, read them right now, whatever you guys want to do there. But some things to highlight here that I personally do want to at least highlight for Drake Maye. Again, I'm not going to spend too much time on him, but I really like the quick pocket climber discipline to continue searching for targets. Showed flashes of the clutch gene during his career. Those are two things that Tom Brady, I'm not going to compare him to Tom Brady, but I'm just saying those are two things that Tom Brady was obviously incredible at whenever he was in New England, especially that clutch gene. That's something that when you look at quarterbacks in the NFL and guys that always have those comebacks and those kind of classic games, we'll call them, guys like Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow. I mean, it's kind of like when they have the ball in their hands, the game's never really out of reach. Being able to be that kind of guy and elevate your entire team is a big deal, especially at quarterback in the NFL. So Drake Maye already kind of being able to be calm under pressure and have that clutch gene, I think that's a pretty big deal personally, especially in a young quarterback and a young team, honestly. It's a rookie head coach too, and a lot of new guys on offense, which we'll get to later on this video. And I love the unquestionable arm talent to connect from challenging angles. I love Drake Maye's arm. It's what really sold me on him, to be honest. So I'm really excited to see him in the NFL. But again, keeping it pretty much brief just for him. Weaknesses, again, you guys can read over these as well. I honestly kind of like one of the weaknesses, which is receivers had to chase too many intermediate throws into the turf. That's a good problem to have. If you're going to miss throws, throw them in the turf and not sail them 15 yards in there to get picked off. So again, you don't want to hear that, but like not throwing the ball in harm's way, that's still, it's the better alternative, basically. If you're going to miss throws, throw them in the ground so no one can catch them rather than throw them to get picked off. But yeah, so if you guys want to read all those, again, pause the video, whatever. But now on to some of his weapons. This video, the focus really is more his weapons. I just had to do, obviously, if you guys aren't familiar with Drake Maye, I want to do kind of a brief thing on him. But now for Jalen Polk. Also, I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure whether it's Jalen Polk or Jalen Polk. It's kind of like Jamar Chase. So if anyone knows, just let me know down below. I've kind of heard it both ways at this point. But anyway, had to clear that up real quick too. So this is someone that I absolutely love for Drake Maye. I mean, I think everyone kind of suspected the Patriots were going to go receiver at multiple times in this draft. It's just kind of a matter of who, because, guys falling or going earlier than they're supposed to. I like this pick a lot, though. And when you look at this, I really, really like, first off, gives effort and gets fired up when executing run blocks. This is someone that I think is just a character that Gerard Mayo wants in New England. That kind of new culture bringing in. He wants guys fired up to be there, fired up to be in on every play, even if they're not getting the ball. So I like that a lot, just for kind of the team culture. But as far as he himself goes, plays with terrific focus to track and finish the deep throws, catches with hand extension away from incoming defender. Generally stays committed to the route pace once he hits top gear. So again, these are things that I feel like New England has not had at receiver in a long time, especially when Mac Jones is there. And I'm definitely going to touch more on that to finish off the video and talk about the team as a whole, as far as the weapons and whatnot. As far as weaknesses go, too gradual getting to the top of the route. That could definitely hurt him with the speed of the NFL. Like as far as speed and cuts and all that kind of goes, and how that stuff always goes, It kind of depends. I mean, obviously some guys they're more contested receivers, jump ball guys. They don't need to separate. They can still thrive at the next level. But sometimes speed really hurts guys. So it just kind of depends. I don't want to read too much into the weaknesses and the strengths. I just like to highlight them because it does give you kind of a good look at what this guy's going to be like at the next level. But again, it's not going to make or break a prospect. And then as I've shown in my past videos, the RAS score is the relative athletic score. This is essentially taking a lot of the guy's measurements, speed numbers, all that kind of stuff, and then giving them a composite score 1 to 10. And Polk did do pretty well in this, 8.85 out of 10. Obviously, it looks like his speed is nothing that's really going to blow you away. It's solid, but his explosiveness is what he really thrives at. Vertical and his broad jump were both exceptional, so I just want to highlight that as well. Next is Javon Baker. This guy I just personally like a lot. I like his quote where he said that to be like, bring your popcorn because he makes people in wheelchairs stand up or something. I just like that attitude. I like that for New England. They need some energy like that. Like, I just feel like the past few years there, it's just been very just dull. I mean, they haven't had great games, haven't had good seasons. It feels like some of the players just don't show a lot of effort in the past. I love, and like highlight on the last one with Jalen Polk, as far as him being fired up to go throw blocks and be on the field. The Patriots need that. They need that new rush of energy for kind of that new era, new head coach, new quarterback. It needs to feel fresh, and I like the guys I picked. I think it is going to help bring that feeling there because it's just their character, honestly. Now, here's what I really love about Javon Baker, though. Separates with pretty good routes that should get much better, works back to the throw and will scramble open for his quarterback, wins downfield with good poise, a springy vertical, and plus ball tracking. Those are things that is going to really help out Drake Maye, especially works back to the throw and scrambles open for his quarterback and separates. I mean, you're going to need guys that get open. The Patriots have had an issue with that. Especially last year, when you have Juju. I don't want to get too much into that because I want to say that for kind of like the end when I kind of hide the whole team. Now, as far as weaknesses go, loses focus from time to time and disappoints with drops. I am never going to overreact with a drop issue. Ever since the Jamar Chase thing, whenever he dropped like 3 passes in preseason, everybody called him a bust, and then he had an incredible rookie wide receiver season. I'm not going to read too much into that. I will say, though, I just lost it where I was going to read it. Oh, yeah, occasional inconsistencies, finishing routes underneath. That can definitely be an issue. You got to stay polished. Again, if it's not, I mean, and he's a rookie. If it's not one of his better traits, obviously he can build on that, he can develop. But yeah, that is something that he definitely needs to get cleaned up. And then again, his RAS score, again, does not really jump off the page with some of the guys we've looked at in the past, like Xavier Legette or Ladd McConkey from past videos. But to be honest with you, it doesn't really bring my expectations down because it's like at the end of the day, this is just a number, grading off whatever. There's been guys in the 5th round with numbers worse than this that have just gone on to be incredible. So I highlight this stuff for those of you that are interested in it because it is interesting to weigh this kind of stuff. But whenever I show this, just know I'm not using this as like a make or break for this prospect. I just like to highlight it because it is kind of cool to see what their grade is on a scale of 1 to 10. And so now let's put it all together. So as of right now, the New England Patriots depth chart is Brissett as quarterback number 1, Kendrick Bourne as wide receiver 1, Demario Douglas as 2, and Polk as 3. And then Baker's back there, and is back up. Same with Juju, KJ Osborne. So I want to be very clear about something, though, as I've kind of hinted this entire video. In the past, especially for Mac Jones, they did not do this to help him out. Like, bring in Juju, that does not count as surrounding your quarterback with good weapons at all, okay? So Mac Jones, rookie year, he looked pretty solid. Fell off pretty bad after that. The coaching was really bad. He didn't look very good. Guys weren't getting open. It was a horrible, horrible offense. I mean, it was just everything that could go wrong went wrong. And to be honest with you, I feel like to a certain degree, while Mac Jones definitely disappointed and got worse, the Patriots failed him. I mean, they did not draft guys like this that are capable of really changing the dynamic of the offense. They didn't draft playmakers. They didn't bring in playmakers. A big loss for them was Jacoby Myers. He was a good wide receiver, but other than that, like Tyquan Thornton, he really didn't end up doing much. Same with Juju. Same with Kayshawn. I forgot to say his last name, but like, you bring in Hunter Henry. At that point, they had also brought in Jonnu Smith. Those are fine weapons, but you don't bring in 2 tight ends for a rookie quarterback. They need playmakers. They need someone to step up there. The Patriots didn't have that for Mac Jones. And again, while it wasn't bad for 1 year, when you saw him struggling and you wanted to give him a fair shot, there should have been a lot more done, kind of like we've seen this offseason, to help Mac Jones, especially, bringing guys like KJ Osborne. KJ Osborne is not a bad receiver. I would not be surprised in the slightest if he has some pretty good games for them this year. So, I don't know. I wanted to get that out there because I want to give Mac Jones a little bit of credit there. He had a lot of things stacked against him. But the focus of this video is Drake Maye. And why I'm excited is because the Patriots have taken a different approach with Drake Maye. Not only do I think Drake Maye is capable of being much better than Mac Jones, even as a prospect, I like the offense he's going to find himself in a lot more than where Mac Jones was. Ramondre Stevenson had a bit of a down year last year, but I like Antonio Gibson as a backup. This guy's a good receiving back. He has a bit of a fumble issue, but he can definitely help out Drake Maye under pressure, just getting open underneath, out of the backfield, things like that. I love Kendrick Bourne. He's a very good playmaker. I think Polk could be very, very good. Same with Javon Baker. Obviously, I decided to highlight these guys. I'm going to be honest, I don't know much about Demario Douglas. I wouldn't be surprised if he could have his spot maybe not taken, but minutes kind of brought down slowly if Baker shows out. I would say the same for Juju, but I don't think it's really going to happen for him at this point. And so looking at this offense, I think it's fine to start Jacoby Brissett for, game or two, maybe even three, just see how he does. I'm a big believer in rookie quarterbacks kind of not having to sit out, but when they sit out, I think it usually helps them long-term with their development. We've seen it with Patrick Mahomes. We've seen it with Jordan Love. It can benefit guys a lot. So if you give Jacoby Brissett a shot and he's honestly not terrible, there's no reason to yank him out if he's winning you games. If he starts struggling though, there should be no reason, no hesitation to put Drake Maye in there. This was your guy, new coaching, new front office, all that kind of stuff. This is your guy. So if Jacoby Brissett's not doing well, or even if they decide not to start him at all for week one, Drake Maye needs to be in there. He needs to be able to show a whole lot this year. I'm not, when I say that, I mean flashes. I never want, my expectation for a rookie quarterback's never, 4,500 yards and 30 touchdowns. I mean, you just want to see them prove that they can be that guy, and I think we'll see it from Drake Maye this year because he's got some good weapons around him. When I say good weapons, I do want to be clear. I do mean, relative to the team and as far as what they've had the past couple seasons. No, this offense does not stack up to Houston's offense or Cincinnati's offense, but I think it's going to benefit Drake Maye a lot. I think he has guys that can turn some of those underneath plays into much bigger plays, help him out, take the pressure off of him, and to be honest, I'm really, really excited to see what he can do in year one. I'm sure you guys are excited as well, so if you are, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, talking over just, pretty briefly over some of the new draft picks, offenses, coaching changes, stuff like that. Again, this will be more in-depth as the next season approaches. As of right now, kind of keeping it pretty brief, but I wanted to make this video because I think it's really cool for Drake Maye to be able to find himself in a new era in New England and for him to be their guy for that new era. I think it's really cool. I think it's going to help him out a lot, and I think a good year's on the way. So thank you guys for watching. I do really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.